The allure of the forgotten. Why abandoned mansions haunt our imagination. There is something undeniably magnetic about abandoned mansions. These once grand structures, frozen in time by the forces of history and neglect, stand as eerie monuments to lives once lived and dreams abruptly shattered. From sprawling estates cloaked in ivy to crumbling manors with broken windows that gaze like hollow eyes into the void, these places are more than just relics of a bygone era. They are vessels of mystery, despair, and the supernatural. Their legends have captivated imaginations for generations, inspiring countless ghost stories, films, and urban myths. But what is it about these forsaken mansions that draws us in, compelling us to peer through their shattered glass and listen for the faintest sound of footsteps echoing through empty halls? Abandoned mansions occupy a unique space in the collective psyche, straddling the line between history and horror. They are relics of human ambition, places where wealth, power, and privilege collided with personal tragedy, betrayal, and loss. What remains are skeletal structures, rusted chandeliers, and the lingering whispers of those who once called them home. Whether it's the mournful wail of a jilted bride, the phantom laughter of a child who vanished without a trace, or the ominous presence of a former owner whose greed knew no bounds, these spirits refuse to be silenced. The fascination with abandoned mansions taps into something primal within us, a mix of fear, curiosity, and a yearning to connect with the unknown. These places are liminal spaces, existing somewhere between life and death, progress and decay, memory and oblivion. They challenge our understanding of reality, forcing us to confront questions we might otherwise avoid. What happens after we leave this world? Can the past truly haunt the present? And if so, why do some souls remain tethered to a place while others move on? For many, the appeal lies in the thrill of the unknown. Exploring an abandoned mansion feels like stepping into a real-life horror story, where every shadow could conceal a ghostly figure, and every locked door hides a dark secret. It's a chance to play detective, piecing together fragments of history while navigating the spine-tingling possibility that you're not alone. For others, it's the romance of decay, the beauty found in peeling wallpaper, cracked mirrors, and chandeliers swaying gently in drafts from unseen sources. There's a certain melancholy charm in witnessing the slow decline of a once glorious estate, its opulence now tinged with sorrow and loss. But perhaps the most compelling aspect of abandoned mansions is their ability to reflect the human condition. These homes were built by people with dreams, ambitions, and flaws, and their stories serve as cautionary tales about the fragility of prosperity and the consequences of unchecked desires. A mansion haunted by a vengeful spirit speaks to the dangers of greed and hubris, while one plagued by the ghost of a heartbroken lover reminds us of the enduring power of love and grief. In this way, abandoned mansions are not just settings for ghost stories. They are metaphors for the human experience, reminding us of our own mortality and the legacies we leave behind. As we embark on this journey through America's most haunted abandoned mansions, prepare to delve deep into their histories, unravel their mysteries, and meet the restless spirits that call them home. From whispered warnings in candlelit hallways to blood-curdling screams echoing through empty rooms, these tales will chill your bones and ignite your imagination. Whether you're a skeptic seeking answers or a believer eager to explore the supernatural, one thing is certain: the ghosts of these mansions are waiting to tell their stories, and they don't take kindly to being ignored. America's most haunted abandoned mansions. Among the countless abandoned mansions scattered across the United States, a select few stand out as epicenters of paranormal activity. Their haunting legends etched into the annals of folklore and history. These once opulent estates, symbols of wealth and power, now lie silent and desolate, yet alive with spectral energy. Each mansion carries its own unique blend of history and haunting, yet all share a common thread: the indelible mark left by those who walked, or linger, within their crumbling walls. The Winchester Mystery House, San Jose, California. Perhaps the most infamous of all haunted mansions, the Winchester Mystery House was constructed by Sarah Winchester, the widow of firearms magnate William Wirt Winchester. Believing herself cursed by the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles, she embarked on a decades-long construction project, adding rooms, staircases, and doors at random in an attempt to confuse the vengeful ghosts. Today, visitors report encountering cold spots, hearing phantom footsteps, and seeing apparitions of workers who died during the house's endless expansion. One particularly chilling tale involves the stairway to nowhere, a staircase that ascends to a blank ceiling, a feature said to trap unwary spirits. Despite, or perhaps because of, its bizarre design, the Winchester Mystery House remains one of the most visited haunted sites in America. Bannerman Castle, Polypel Island, New York. Perched on a remote island in the Hudson River, Bannerman Castle was originally built by Scottish-born entrepreneur Francis Bannerman VI as a storage facility for his vast collection of military surplus. After Bannerman's death in 1918, a massive explosion destroyed much of the structure, leaving behind a skeletal framework haunted by whispers of the past. Local legends speak of Bannerman's ghost pacing the remnants of his fortress, unable to rest due to the destruction of his life's work. Others claim to hear disembodied voices calling out in Gaelic, a nod to Bannerman's heritage. Though access to the island is restricted, daring explorers who brave its treacherous shores report strange lights flickering among the ruins and the sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. Chateau-sur-Mer, Newport, Rhode Island. A relic of the Gilded Age, Chateau-sur-Mer was once a symbol of elite society and extravagant living. However, its grandeur faded over time, and the mansion eventually fell into disrepair. Paranormal investigators claim the estate is haunted by the ghost of William Wetmore, its original owner, who is said to wander the halls ensuring his legacy endures. Witnesses describe hearing the clinking of glasses and the murmur of conversations, as though the mansion's lavish parties never truly ended. Some even report seeing a woman in Victorian-era attire gliding through the ballroom, her face obscured by a veil. The Myrtles Plantation, St. Francisville, Louisiana. Often cited as one of the most haunted homes in America, the Myrtles Plantation harbors a dark history marred by murder, disease, and betrayal. Among its most infamous spirits is Chloe, a slave accused of poisoning the family patriarch and subsequently hanged for her alleged crime. Her ghost is said to wander the plantation, clad in a green turban, forever seeking redemption for her supposed sins. Other entities include the restless soul of William Winter, a lawyer murdered on the mansion's front porch, whose dying footsteps are said to echo through the halls each night. Visitors to Myrtles often describe feeling a pervasive sadness, as though the plantation's very soil carries the weight of generations of suffering. Bolt Castle, Alexandria Bay, New York. This unfinished castle on Hart Island was intended as a tribute to George Bolt's beloved wife, Louise. When she tragically passed away before its completion, Bolt abandoned the project, leaving it to crumble for nearly a century. Ghost hunters believe Louise's spirit haunts the property, refusing to leave the monument her husband built for her. Reports include sightings of a woman in white roaming the grounds and the sound of soft piano music drifting through empty rooms. Some claim to feel an overwhelming sense of love and longing, as though Louise still waits for her husband's return. Lemp Mansion, St. Louis, Missouri. Once the home of the wealthy Lemp family, brewers of Falstaff beer, this mansion became a site of tragedy after multiple suicides and untimely deaths plagued the household. The most prominent ghost is believed to be William Lemp Jr., whose tormented spirit roams the halls, accompanied by the sound of heavy breathing and slamming doors. Guests staying overnight at the converted bed and breakfast report unexplained phenomena such as moving objects, sudden temperature drops, and the sensation of being touched by unseen hands. The Whaley House, San Diego, California. Known as America's most haunted house, the Whaley House has been the subject of numerous paranormal investigations. Built on the site of a former gallows, the mansion is said to be haunted by several spirits, including James, Yankee Jim, Robinson, who was executed on the property. Visitors recount hearing chains rattling, seeing shadowy figures, and experiencing overwhelming feelings of dread. The Whaley family themselves reported disturbances during their time in the house, claiming that the spirits interfered with daily life. Lyndhurst Mansion, Tarrytown, New York. This Gothic revival masterpiece served as the backdrop for Washington Irving's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, but its own history is steeped in tragedy. Paranormal enthusiasts claim the mansion is haunted by the ghost of railroad tycoon Jay Gould, who died there under mysterious circumstances. Others report seeing the apparition of Gould's daughter, Anna, wandering the gardens in mourning attire. Strange occurrences include flickering lights, disembodied voices, and the sensation of being followed through the corridors. The Bechtel House, Freeport, Illinois. Built in the late 19th century, the Bechtel House was once a bustling hub of social activity. However, financial ruin forced the family to abandon the property, leaving it to decay. Locals whisper that the mansion is haunted by the ghost of Charles Bechtel, who committed suicide after losing his fortune. His spirit is said to manifest as a shadowy figure standing at the top of the staircase, watching intruders with hollow eyes. Those brave enough to enter report hearing sobs and the sound of shattering glass, though no source can be found. The Kreischer Mansion, Staten Island, New York. Nestled in the woods of Staten Island, the Kreischer Mansion is steeped in dark lore. Originally owned by German immigrant Balthasar Kreischer, the estate became infamous after arson claimed the life of Edward Kreischer Jr., the last surviving member of the family. Ghost hunters claim the mansion is haunted by both Edward and his father, Balthasar, whose stern presence can be felt throughout the property. Eerie phenomena include disembodied laughter, phantom footprints in dust-covered floors, and the chilling sensation of being choked by invisible hands. These haunted abandoned mansions, scattered across America's diverse landscapes, share a haunting kinship. Their remnants reverberate with the echoes of lives cut short, loves lost, and secrets buried but never forgotten. Whether rooted in historical fact or embellished by folklore, their legends endure, captivating audiences with tales of sorrow, vengeance, and the unyielding persistence of the dead. Each mansion is a portal to another time, inviting us to step inside and confront the shadows of the past. But beware, for not all who enter leave unchanged. The origins of haunting legends. The haunting legends surrounding these abandoned mansions are not merely the products of overactive imaginations or sensational storytelling. They are deeply intertwined with the tragic events that unfolded within their walls. Each mansion bears the scars of its history, its architecture and atmosphere saturated with the emotional residue of lives marked by violence, betrayal, and loss. These tragedies serve as catalysts for the supernatural phenomena reported by visitors, creating a feedback loop where the physical remnants of the past amplify the psychological impact on those who dare to tread their haunted grounds. Take, for instance, the Winchester Mystery House. At first glance, its chaotic layout and endless additions might seem like the eccentricities of a grieving widow desperate to evade imagined curses. However, when viewed through the lens of trauma, Sarah Winchester's obsessive construction takes on a more poignant dimension. The untimely death of her husband and infant daughter plunged her into a vortex of grief and guilt, compounded by the knowledge that her family's wealth stemmed from weapons responsible for countless deaths. Historians suggest that Sarah's relentless building spree may have been an act of penance, a futile attempt to outrun the specters of those who perished because of Winchester rifles. This psychological burden likely seeped into the very foundation of the house, imprinting it with an aura of unease. Visitors frequently describe feeling overwhelmed by the mansion's disorienting design, as if the labyrinth itself conspires to trap them within its confines, a manifestation, perhaps, of Sarah's unresolved anguish. Similarly, Chateau-sur-Mer in Newport, Rhode Island, stands as a testament to the fleeting nature of wealth and privilege. Once a glittering jewel of the Gilded Age, the mansion hosted lavish parties attended by America's elite. Yet beneath its polished surface lay simmering tensions and familial discord. After the death of William Wetmore, the original owner, the estate changed hands multiple times before falling into disrepair. Its decline mirrors the erosion of the Wetmore family's fortunes and legacy. Psychologists attribute the mansion's haunting reputation to the phenomenon of place memory, wherein environments absorb and retain the emotions experienced within them. The intense joy, envy, and competition that characterized the mansion's heyday may have imprinted themselves onto the ornate woodwork and gilded mirrors, creating an atmosphere that continues to evoke visceral reactions in modern-day visitors. The apparition of a woman in Victorian-era attire serves as a haunting reminder of the era's rigid social hierarchies and the pressures faced by women confined to roles dictated by society. At the Myrtles Plantation, the horrors of slavery and racial injustice cast a long shadow over its abandoned halls. During its time as a working plantation, enslaved individuals endured unimaginable suffering, subjected to brutal conditions and denied basic humanity. Decades later, the mansion's decay mirrors the deterioration of hope and dignity experienced by its marginalized population. Paranormal researchers hypothesize that the residual energy of these traumatic experiences lingers, manifesting as ghostly apparitions and auditory phenomena. The chilling reports of anguished cries and phantom footsteps align with the concept of stone tape theory, which posits that emotionally charged events can leave lasting impressions on physical spaces, replaying like recordings under certain conditions. For visitors, the experience is akin to stepping into a time capsule of terror, where the boundaries between past and present blur. Even the genteel facade of Bolt Castle conceals a legacy of heartbreak and abandonment. George Bolt's decision to halt construction upon learning of his wife's death speaks volumes about the depth of his grief. The unfinished state of the castle serves as a metaphor for incomplete love, forever suspended in a moment of profound loss. Psychologists suggest that the mansion's haunting reputation stems from the emotional intensity of Bolt's devotion, which may have imbued the structure with a palpable sense of longing. Visitors who claim to feel waves of love and sorrow emanating from the property are likely responding to this embedded emotional residue, whether consciously or subconsciously. Psychologically, the interplay between environment and emotion plays a crucial role in shaping these haunting legends. Studies show that humans are highly attuned to subtle environmental cues, such as temperature fluctuations, lighting, and spatial configurations, all of which influence mood and perception. In haunted abandoned mansions, these factors combine to create an immersive sensory experience that primes visitors for encounters with the supernatural. For example, the dim lighting and narrow corridors of Bannerman Castle heighten feelings of claustrophobia, making apparitions appear more menacing. Similarly, the erratic design of the Winchester Mystery House fosters disorientation, amplifying the sense of being pursued by unseen forces. These elements work in tandem with the historical context of each mansion, reinforcing the belief that something otherworldly resides within. Ultimately, the origins of haunting legends lie at the intersection of tangible history and intangible emotion. The violent, tragic events that transpired in these abandoned mansions created fertile ground for ghostly tales, as the psychological wounds inflicted upon their inhabitants, and sometimes their descendants, continue to resonate across time. Whether viewed through the lens of science, psychology, or folklore, these stories remind us that the past is never truly buried. It lingers, waiting to be unearthed by those brave enough to listen to its whispers. While personal accounts provide compelling anecdotes, documented evidence elevates the credibility of haunted abandoned mansion legends, offering tangible proof, or at least intriguing anomalies, that continue to baffle researchers and skeptics alike. Modern technology has played a pivotal role in capturing these phenomena, providing tools that allow investigators to delve deeper into the mysteries of the supernatural. From thermal imaging cameras to electromagnetic field (EMF) detectors, these devices have uncovered patterns in occurrences that defy conventional explanation, lending weight to claims of paranormal activity. At Bolt Castle, researchers employed thermal imaging cameras to document unexplained temperature fluctuations within the unfinished ballroom. During a live stream broadcast to an online audience, the infrared footage revealed a humanoid figure moving slowly across the frame, its heat signature clearly distinguishable from the surrounding environment. Stranger still, the figure appeared to pass directly through a solid wall, disappearing entirely moments later. Attempts to recreate the anomaly using actors or props failed to produce similar results, leaving investigators puzzled. Additionally, soil samples collected from the garden contained traces of metallic particles inconsistent with the natural composition of the area. Scientists hypothesize that these particles might stem from ancient tools used during the castle's construction, but this theory does little to explain the visual evidence of the apparition itself. In the Myrtles Plantation, a team of engineers conducting structural assessments inadvertently captured photographic evidence of ghostly activity. Using high-resolution cameras mounted on drones, they documented strange light formations hovering above the roof of the main building. The lights, which pulse rhythmically in shades of blue and green, were visible only in long-exposure shots and could not be detected by the naked eye. Further analysis revealed that the lights emitted low levels of radiation, a finding corroborated by Geiger counter readings taken simultaneously. Local folklore attributes these phenomena to the spirits of slaves and family members trapped in a perpetual state of unrest, unable to leave the plantation grounds. While some critics argue that the lights may represent atmospheric distortions caused by Louisiana's humid climate, the combination of visual documentation and radiation data challenges easy dismissal. Perhaps the most perplexing case involves the Lemp Mansion, where a series of inexplicable events unfolded during a televised paranormal investigation. Cameras strategically placed throughout the mansion recorded several instances of objects moving independently, including a porcelain doll that slid across a dresser and fell to the floor without apparent cause. Simultaneously, motion sensors triggered alarms in adjacent rooms, suggesting movement where no one was present. Most intriguingly, a digital thermometer displayed erratic readings, dropping from 72 degrees Fahrenheit to 45 degrees Fahrenheit in mere seconds, only to return to normal moments later. Investigators ruled out drafts or mechanical malfunctions as possible explanations, citing the absence of windows or ventilation systems in the affected areas. The incident culminated in the discovery of claw-like scratch marks on the walls, their depth and spacing inconsistent with any known animal or tool capable of producing them. These documented cases underscore the enduring mystery of haunted abandoned mansions, challenging our grasp of both history and science. While some phenomena may eventually yield to rational explanation, others remain stubbornly elusive, defying categorization and inviting further exploration. Whether viewed through the lens of skepticism or belief, they serve as reminders that the past is never truly buried, and that some secrets refuse to stay silent. The cultural fascination with haunted abandoned mansions. The enduring allure of haunted abandoned mansions transcends mere entertainment. It is a reflection of humanity's complex relationship with fear, curiosity, and the unknown. These once grand structures, frozen in time by the forces of history and neglect, serve as potent symbols of our collective fascination with the supernatural, offering a unique convergence of history, psychology, and culture that resonates deeply across generations. Their legends tap into universal themes: death, loss, and the fragility of existence, while simultaneously providing a safe space to explore darker aspects of the human experience. From a psychological perspective, haunted abandoned mansions exploit our innate cognitive biases and survival instincts. Evolutionary psychologists suggest that humans are hardwired to detect threats in ambiguous situations, a trait known as hyperactive agency detection. This predisposition causes us to interpret random stimuli, such as creaking floorboards or flickering lights, as signs of intentional action, often attributing such phenomena to supernatural causes. Within the context of a haunted mansion, where the atmosphere is already charged with tension and expectation, this cognitive bias becomes amplified. Visitors may perceive fleeting shadows or hear faint whispers and instinctively conclude that they are being watched or followed by unseen entities. This heightened state of alertness triggers the release of adrenaline, activating the brain's reward system and creating a paradoxical sense of excitement mixed with dread. It's this physiological response that makes ghost stories, despite their unsettling nature, so irresistibly captivating. Culturally, haunted abandoned mansions hold a mirror to societal anxieties about wealth, power, and morality. Many of these estates were built during eras when class divisions were stark, and their opulence often masked underlying injustices. Stories of vengeful spirits, betrayed lovers, or cursed families serve as cautionary tales, warning against the dangers of greed, hubris, and unchecked ambition. For instance, the legend of the Winchester Mystery House reflects broader concerns about the ethical implications of amassing wealth through violence and exploitation, while the haunting of the Myrtles Plantation highlights the enduring scars of slavery and racial oppression. By engaging with these narratives, audiences grapple with uncomfortable truths about history and human nature, using the supernatural as a lens to examine moral failings and their consequences. Media representations further amplify the fascination with haunted abandoned mansions, shaping public perception and fueling interest. Films like the Amityville Horror and television shows such as American Horror Story capitalize on the eerie ambience of these locations, blending historical fact with creative embellishment to craft immersive, suspenseful experiences. Social media platforms extend this reach, enabling users to share personal anecdotes, photographs, and videos that contribute to the growing body of anecdotal evidence. This democratization of storytelling allows individuals to become active participants in the mythos of haunted abandoned mansions, fostering a sense of community among enthusiasts while perpetuating the cycle of intrigue. Moreover, haunted abandoned mansions occupy a liminal space between the familiar and the uncanny, challenging our understanding of reality and the boundaries between life and death. They invite us to confront existential questions: what happens after we die? Can the past truly haunt the present? And if so, why do some souls remain tethered to a place while others move on? These uncertainties resonate particularly strongly in an age marked by rapid technological advancement and increasing detachment from nature. As urbanization accelerates and digital distractions dominate daily life, these sites offer a rare opportunity to reconnect with primal fears and metaphysical mysteries. Standing amidst the ruins of a once glorious mansion, one cannot help but feel dwarfed by the vastness of time and the insignificance of individual existence. This humbling experience underscores the dualities that define the human condition: life and death, order and chaos, certainty and ambiguity. Ultimately, the fascination with haunted abandoned mansions transcends mere escapism. It is a reflection of humanity's enduring quest for meaning. Whether viewed through the lens of psychology, culture, or media influence, these sites embody the quintessential horror trope: the collision of the mundane and the extraordinary. They challenge us to confront our deepest fears, question our assumptions, and embrace the unknown, not as something to be feared, but as a source of wonder and inspiration. By exploring their legends, we engage in a timeless dialogue with the past, seeking answers to questions that lie at the heart of what it means to be human. Embracing the legacy of abandoned mansions as we draw the curtains on this chilling exploration of haunted abandoned mansions, it becomes evident that these decaying structures are far more than mere relics of history. They are living conduits of mystery, sorrow, and the supernatural. Each mansion, from the labyrinthine corridors of the Winchester Mystery House to the unfinished grandeur of Bolt Castle, stands as a testament to the profound impact of human ambition, tragedy, and resilience on both the physical and metaphysical realms. Their legends have captivated imaginations for generations, weaving a rich tapestry of ghostly tales that continue to send shivers down our spines. The haunting legends we've uncovered do more than entertain. They compel us to reflect on the echoes of our past actions. They urge us to remember not just the dates and deeds of history, but the human cost, the lives truncated, the families torn apart, and the spirits that some say never found rest. These stories, whether rooted in historical truth or the fertile grounds of folklore, enrich our understanding of history, imbuing it with a spectral dimension that challenges our perceptions of reality and the afterlife. For those intrigued by the macabre dance of history and horror, the journey does not end here. I invite you to delve deeper into the shadowy corners of our collective past. Subscribe to our channel for more explorations into the eerie intersections of history and the supernatural. Share these tales with friends who revel in the thrill of the unknown, and join our community discussions to share your thoughts and experiences. Your engagement breathes life into these age-old stories, keeping the spirits of curiosity and discovery alive. Let the haunting beauty of these abandoned mansions inspire you to look closer at the world around you. Who knows what other secrets lie waiting beneath the surface, ready to be unearthed by the brave and the curious? Continue exploring, questioning, and sharing, because in the realm of haunted histories, every whisper from the past holds the potential to reshape our understanding of the present.